At the time of filming this video, I'm 42 years of age, and if I could go back in time and tell my younger 25-year-old self, when I was broke, struggling, in a job I didn't like, hated my life, procrastinating, even suffering with serious illness, this is everything I would say about manifestation. And these 10 things will seriously help you change your life, if you listen closely. The first thing is that manifestation isn't about trying to force things to appear out of thin air. It's just about tuning into the identity of you that already has it. Everything is energy, and when you understand that we're vibrating at certain frequencies, all you have to do is tune yourself to the frequency of the person who already has the thing that you're trying to manifest. And it's about feeling good feelings. I didn't used to realise this. I was trying to force everything into 3D outside of myself without realising that just to tune my internal frequency would change everything externally. So it's all about being in a high vibration, and that is letting go of the fear and the resistance, which I'll dive more into later. But once you start to understand of everything in terms of vibration, everything that you are seeking is seeking you. All you have to do is tune into that frequency. So look at information that pertains to that person or that lifestyle that you want to have. Start surrounding yourself with positive people who have the thing. Surround yourself with positive vibrations. Look at pictures of what you want. Start to get clear on what your desires are and really feel into the emotions of how it's going to feel when you've got that thing. The second thing is that your beliefs truly do create your reality. I used to believe that money was hard to make, that success wasn't for me, that I had to work hard and leave my loved ones every day to earn money. But the thing is, your beliefs create a feeling that make you act a certain way. When you act that certain way, you get a certain kind of result, usually the same result, which reinforces your belief. So if you think nobody likes you, and you go to a party, you feel uncomfortable, that's the emotion. So the action you take is you don't speak to anybody. So the result you get is nobody speaks to you. And that reinforces your belief that nobody likes you. When you start to have self-belief, and you can do this by borrowing confidence, by looking around you and seeing all the other people who've succeeded in what you want to do, when you start dialing into a new belief, it's actually a decision. A belief is a decision, so you can decide, no, I am worthy of wealth. You can do this really quickly. Here's a powerful exercise for this. Take out a pad and pen, write down this big dream or goal that you have, and write down all the reasons why you believe you can do it. Let go of the resistance and the fear because it's not real, and I'll get to that in a minute. But take out a pad and pen, write down all the reasons why you believe you can do this thing that you've really been trying to do for so long. And this leads me on to the third thing, which is that change is actually automatic. So many people believe change is hard, but the truth is you're changing every second. You're actually regenerating 4 million cells every second. Change is constant, and this is the best way I've ever heard it explained. There's unlimited versions of you that already exist in parallel realities right now. Imagine this, there's this big dark forest that contains every version of you. Your lower self, your higher self, the version of you that earns 10k a month, that's in a blissfully happy relationship, and there's the version of you that does the things that you don't enjoy doing, getting drunk, having a hangover, eating bad food, whatever. All of this exists at once now. And your consciousness is like a torch. Whatever you are focused on is like shining a torch into this forest. So if you're thinking and worrying about things, you're focusing on that reality, and that's what shows up. But at any time, you can turn your attention and light up a different part of the forest. Change is automatic, and there's opportunities for change all around you. And just accepting all this, along with the beliefs, along with the feeling, everything that I've said up to this point, just this alone, if you start to implement this now, will completely change the trajectory of your whole life. The fourth thing, and this is really close to my heart, is detachment. Letting go of attachment to whatever it is that you're trying to create. Because the problem is we're living in this false world where we think we'll be happy when we get the thing. And it's called, I'll be happy when. Because the truth is, when you get £1,000, you want 1,001. When you get 1,001, you want 1,002. It's just the nature of the human mind. And a lot of people are never happy. I'll be happy when I get a faster BMW than John from down the road. And then John gets a bigger one. I need a bigger one now. I'll be happy when I get this money into my bank. The money comes, you don't actually feel any different. The truth is to be happy now. And that is the most magnetic thing you can do. Whatever you're trying to manifest, the trick is, forget about it for 50% of your day. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, ignore the thing. And the best way that you detach is to be enjoying the moment right now. What can make this moment any better? Right now, talking into this camera with you, nothing can make this moment any better for me. And when you ask yourself this question many, many times throughout the day, you stay in a high vibration of being present and enjoying your life. Because, you know, it's the journey that actually counts. Think about it. People practice for a marathon. They practice for a marathon for 6 months so they can run across the line like this for 2 seconds. You climb to the top of a mountain, you get to the top, you take a photo, yes, and then it's over. It's like a holiday. People get excited for a holiday and then they can't wait to get to the holiday and it's over within a week's time. It's the enjoyment, it's the journey leading up to it. Make sure you're enjoying yourself in the present moment, because whatever you get, you're going to want something else anyway. The fifth thing is that fear is actually excitement misunderstood. And what do I mean by that? I'm a professional music artist with 15 million streams, and I do drum and bass MCing and hip hop music, and I've got a great following. I did that for years and built up a good following. But when I discovered spirituality about 10 years ago, but when I really started working on it and getting really excited and wanted to share this forward, I wanted to do talking videos on my Instagram. Around the time COVID hit, about 5-6 years ago, I wanted to talk on my Instagram and I had a lot of fear, like, what are people going to think? You know, am I going to be accepted? There was worthiness issues there. And it held me off for a long time. I didn't do it for about a year. And one of my friends said, you really need to monetize your voice. Fast forward to now, I'm a coach with over 130 clients. It's amazing. I made a multi-six-figure coaching business, which has been a dream for me. It's something I never could have possibly thought I could have done. But you know, I just took that leap because the anxiety is not real. Now, anxiety is designed to make you run from a tiger or to stop you from jumping in a fire. But the truth is, you're not going to die when you post on Instagram. You're not going to die when you try this business opportunity. And people are just standing at the bottom of the stairs. There's nothing in the way, but they just won't walk up the stairs. Fear is false evidence appearing real, and it's a test in the electromagnetic frequency simulation. This is a high-tech video game style simulation that we're living in, and the fear is a test to see who can push through. And the treasure that you want is in the cave that you least want to enter. The treasure that you most want is in the cave that you least want to enter. The fear is specifically there to see who will push through it. Take action and you will receive rewards like you never could have believed. This leads me on to the sixth thing I want to share with you, which is to follow your passion. I did music for so many years and other people wanted me to continue doing music, and I still do, and it's great. But I started to have a passion for this. I really wanted to help people. I knew I had a higher purpose. I like to entertain people with music, but I knew there was more for me. I wanted to help people overcome the struggles that I'd overcome. And the biggest thing I learned was follow your heart. And this is not cheesy. The universe reveals its greatest secrets to those who follow their heart. And fortune favours the brave. And I'll explain how this changed my life. So, I'm lucky enough to have been mentored by a world-famous spiritual master worth over $100 million. I've been closely mentored by him, and it transformed my life. But I was on a call when I saw a course being offered. I think it was £4,000, and I was sweating. I was like this, oh my God, £4,000, right? But so many people get talked out of these opportunities by the human mind, but I followed my heart. I knew it was right for me, even before the price got dropped. I knew it was right for me, and I found that money. And you know, that money multiplied into the most unlimited abundance I could ever explain. Total time freedom, financial abundance, being able to completely help, massively help loads of people, start my own business, start 130 people, sell over 300 courses, and start a transformational coaching business on my own terms. And it was absolutely life-changing, all because I followed my heart. When you jump, your parachute will open, but you have to take your foot off the stepping stone behind to get to the next stepping stone. The seventh thing is to write down your perfect average day. A lot of people, they don't really know what they do want. If you ask them, like, what house do you want? You've got to be specific with the universe. Imagine walking into Starbucks and saying, I'll have a drink. Right, you need to know exactly what it is that you want. Even if you say, I want some money, I want more money, that might be 1 pence. You've got to be very clear, so write down your perfect average day. This doesn't have to be Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all that wild stuff. It absolutely can. But make it realistic for you, because it's easy for you to make 10k a month. It's really easy for you to run your own business. It's just that we've been tricked into thinking that we've got to go to a place that we don't want to work in every day, where we don't follow our passion, we don't express ourselves. When you don't express, it becomes repressed and then depressed. And that's why so many people are depressed. So start to write down what this perfect average day feels like. The smell of the coffee when you wake up. The gratitude of waking up to the most beautiful woman that you've ever seen, telling you how handsome you are, or vice versa if you're a woman watching this. How does it feel when you walk into your kitchen, open your laptop, and start speaking to 1 or 2 clients? Or you go and put the shutter up on your own shop in your own time. And you can just decide, I don't want to work today, I'm going to float in the jacuzzi. What is your perfect day? Do you get to just go to the gym whenever you want? Or go to your favourite smoothie bar, have a nice smoothie, have a nice pomegranate and avocado salad, whatever healthy thing it is for you? Do you just get to go to Cornwall for the weekend and just go up there and just work from your laptop? How does your perfect average day look? You write this down and magic will happen in your life. Number 8 on the list of things that I would tell my younger self is that all circumstances are neutral. What does that mean? Let me tell you a story. There was a farmer who had a stallion. He took the stallion to the stallion show and it won the show. Everybody said to the farmer, "That's amazing." And he said, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" The next day, thieves came into the village and stole the horse because it had won the show. Everyone said to the farmer, "Someone stole your horse. That's so bad." He said, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" The next day, the horses found their way home and they brought a mule. Everyone said, "Oh, it brought a mule back. That's so good." And he said, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" Then the farmer's son was training the mule and he fell off the mule and broke his leg. Everyone said, "That's so bad. Your son broke his leg." The farmer said, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" The next day, the army came through and took all the men from the village to war. Everybody was killed in the war, but they couldn't take the farmer's son because he broke his leg. And they asked the farmer, "Who knows if it's good or..." They asked the farmer, "That's so good." He said, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" It's so naive to think there's a good thing and a bad thing and a good thing and a bad thing, because it's all part of the tapestry interwoven together. Life is duality, hot, cold, up, down, in, out, polarity also. Water, wet, right? Wet, dry, hot, cold, yin, yang, in, out. Everything has its polar opposite. You must be sad to be happy. You must have down days to have up days. But you can't see it's not a straight line to your success. You have to have these days when you feel like things are falling apart. You got laid off from your job because there's a better job for you. There's a better opportunity, but it's your perception. If you start spiraling and start drinking and start panicking and being depressed and moaning and acting a victim because you lost your job, that will create the next bridge of incidents which leads to more worry and more misery and more lack and more doubt. But if you think, "This is for me, there's opportunity in this," and you start writing CVs and you're positive and you get out there, you will attract a new job into your life that completely changes your situation. It's only your perception that changes your reality. The 9th thing that I want to share, and this is the most powerful information I could ever share, is that gratitude changes everything. I read a book by Rhonda Byrne, the same lady that wrote The Secret, and it's called The Magic. And it is all about gratitude. It's the most powerful practice ever. I literally went from broke, struggling, hating my life, to going to the top of my career as a health and safety professional, making over 15 million streams in my music as a professional music artist, manifesting the woman of my dreams, creating a multi-6-figure coaching business, and being a nutritionist and a personal trainer, and doing so many great things along the way, and living the freedom lifestyle, leaving my 9 to 5 as a successful entrepreneur. And it's magic. It's the gratitude. It's that book, The Magic. I can lean it back to there. When you practice gratitude for 15 minutes a day for 3 days in a row, it increases the immunoglobulins in your blood by 50%. Your immune system shoots through the roof when you practice gratitude. It starts to draw synchronicities and people to you. Circumstances, synchronicities and people to you that pertain to your higher self and your greatest future. The final thing I want to share is get yourself a mentor. Honestly, this is exactly what I did. I invested £70,000 in myself, spent 10 years banging my head against a brick wall, not knowing what to do, trying to figure this out on my own. And as soon as I got myself a mentor, everything skyrocketed to the next level. And that's what really intelligent people do. Because now I've spent £70,000 of my own personal money and 10 years of my time. And now I've been able to wrap that up into courses and help people hold their hand through that process within a couple of months. And they skyrocket to new levels for a fraction of the price. The same as if I want to find a marketer now. I don't really enjoy marketing. I'll go and find somebody who spent 10 years and £200,000 doing it, and I'll pay them a few thousand, and I will go to the moon very quickly through their teachings. And that's what I actually did. When I invested my own money into getting a mentor who was a world famous spiritual master, and I actually ended up working alongside him, it completely transformed my life. If that resonates with you, there's a link below so you can see real stories of how I help people. I'm here to share with you today. But if you do want help, go and click the link below and see how many people I've been able to help go to the next level. It's exciting. Reprogramming your subconscious mind for success with the most powerful techniques on the planet. Please hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment below. I am ready to step into my greatest version if this resonates with you. Thank you so much for sharing with me today, sharing your time with me today. Have a wonderful day. Big love.